Hola Colchoneros, welcome to Atleti Fanatics, and I have with me Saint Keeks as usual. And I mean, the number of games are just piling up, and then it's literally a game in every 3 days, which is good. You get to see your favorite team play, but it's not good when your team keep losing or keep drawing matches. So yeah, then it's a trauma you have to deal with. But anyway, moving on to we have our next match in front of us, which is Mallorca from again. They're 19th in the league table. They just have a 1 point out of four. I mean, in fairness, in for them, I say like they played Real Madrid and Barcelona in these four matches, so that's fair enough. But I mean, again, Real Madrid. I remember the match where again, Mushi he scored a header, and then I really thought like they could, like maybe come up with a point or something. But yeah, that wasn't the case. But anyway, we move on to that. But I would say again, Mallorca is struggling. We are struggling. So it's a. I mean, someone has to come on top on this one. So I hope it's Atleti only. But yeah, Saint Keeks, your initial thoughts on this match day?
I don't have too much thoughts. Normally, Mallorca away is a very hard game to play. We've had a fairly decent set of record against them in the past 2 or 3 years. I know the last time we lost like twice in the league, which was back when I think Kubo and Kang and Lee were both in Mallorca. So that's some time ago now. But it is unfortunate in terms of Mallorca. I think the results are probably a little unfortunate for Mallorca because they're probably a better team than the results are showing. It's just a bad scheduling conflict in terms of the teams that they're playing, and then they're probably also going to have an unfortunate time in terms of. I, I hope they don't win. I should say, but Atletico is another team that you don't necessarily want on your record after the start that they've had. But this is a game where you kind of want to get your bearings again because of an unfortunate last minute loss against Liverpool. We had a good game, all things considered. So hopefully in this game here we'll have a game to kind of recover, recoup, um, play at a high level in our away games, get ourselves into a steady momentum, and push and keep getting some points in La Liga and so on.
True, I mean, true. But again, like you said, only saying is like we struggle. I mean, like we usually struggle away from home anyway. So this one is another difficult game because last season I remember like that again. I would say that long ball from Oblak and then Giuliano Simeone fighting and not giving up and just reaching that ball, and then he just laid it to Julian Alvarez, and that was like one of those matches I think that came into our like that 15 unbeaten match streak. But we weren't really good last time around. Like the game was very, I would say, like we were struggling. We were just relying on counterattacks, and where Mallorca was actually attacking us. So yeah, but again we found a way to score a goal on them, and then yeah it continued. But anyway, moving on. So Mallorca, I don't think they had much of reinforcements in the summer. So it's like somewhat of like the same squad from last season. You can say again with Murici leading the lineup. The only thing I'm worried about right now is like we are so bad at set piece defending that Marushi might be, I don't know, like he might end up having a good time. So that's there. And unfortunately, it just, yeah, there's one more thing. I think like that was unfortunate. It was really bad to see Pablo Maffeo leaving Mallorca. And, because all of that stuff he used to do against Vinicius Junior, it was such a pleasure to watch. But I mean, I like Mallorca to be honest. Like every time they play Real Madrid, they give them the stick, especially when they visit the home stadium of Mallorca. I just love it. And then, like I said, Pablo Maffeo. But anyway, he won't be here this season. But I would say again, this is one of those matches where again we have to create and we have to take those chances. I mean, that's been the story for the last five matches, to be honest. Like we're struggling to create, and then we're struggling to score, and then our defense is not capable enough to defend something. So, or something stupid will happen. For example, let's say penalty from Charlotte or something, or I don't know what, like striker will have like the soul of R9 or something. I don't know, because some of the goals they score against us like just atrocious, especially that header at against Manuel. I mean, like this, I have no idea like how the fuck he was just facing the opposite direction of the goal, and still he and the ball ends up in the back of the net. And whereas like someone, like who called a 6'4" long striker sort of for us, he can't literally score from such simple headers, which happen again obviously at Liverpool. That's very for me. I would say Alexander Sørloth. Like since this I mentioned his name, I think he's not really Atleti kind of a player. I think he lacks that DNA of Atletico de Madrid. I think so. I mean, I can be wrong, obviously, but I think he lacks that DNA of being an Atletico de Madrid player. But anyway, guys, do let us know your thoughts about this one. Your initial thoughts about the smash day, and then again, like, what do you want? Like, what do you think about Alexander Sorlov? Like, should we sell him in the winter, or like, should we actually like look for a replacement in January? Because, sorry, in summer, in next summer. But let's just get on with this. Okay. So same case. So, do we have any threats from Loka? And if yes, so like, who can hurt us?
I would say the threats for Mallorca would obviously be Murici. Well, Murici, but him and Sergi Dade are probably the main threats for Mallorca, but it comes with sort of a caveat. Murici is a really, really good header of the ball and has a really good capability in terms of holding up play and these other things, but he's not particularly fast, and he is very capable in terms of not very capable in terms of the ball at his feet.
I mean,
Uh,
Pablo Torre is actually pretty nice as well.
He is, but I'm not going to pretend like he's had an insane start at Mallorca, or that I think that he has the potential to overthrow a game for us in Atletico if we have our wits about us. I think he can be a dangerous player. He is like a one of those things. Like in theory, he's that guy, but right now he hasn't been, and he hasn't been for the past 2 or 3 years, to be honest. So I don't know what to say about Pablo Torre outside of something to look at. Matteo Joseph is also something to look at, but neither of them have shown anything really scary yet. It's kind of like Brian Hill, where people were really hyping up Brian Hill for like some time, and then just
Yeah,
never kind of fizzled out.
I don't understand Brian Hill's hype, to be honest. Like for me,
It's
like
a
what he
classical dribbler in
and
terms of thing, but he's not fast. He's not particularly
he-
good at lingo play. He's not particularly good at shooting. He's not good in the air.
yeah, like I was really surprised like that Girona was actually replacing someone as Savinio with Brian Hill. Didn't make any
Didn't
sense.
seem didn't seem a one-to-one replacement at all, and I don't really think. I think it's a very very big shoes to fill when it comes to Savinio. But I digress. Um, as you mentioned, we Atletico, there's always something wrong on some match day. Either if we're playing well, right, and we're creating a lot of chances, we can't finish because whoever's on the pitch, or maybe like the game where Juliano, it just wasn't Juliano's day. Remember against I think it's Elche, constantly prime position, constantly making the right runs, constantly these things, but just can't get a final pass, can't get a final shot. Just wasn't his day. Then you could, I guess, Solar just never was his day, but whatever. Um, you if we can't create chances, no, we're in problems. But that depends. We've had less time in terms of. 1 second. Right. So Juliano. So it's like you never really know what you're getting on the day. The benefit though is obviously with you have other options now, right? Alvarez is coming back from injury. Um, Hanko, hopefully we'll be able to get different dynamics in the back line as well in terms of being able to do different things. Hopefully giving away less set pieces. I am not certain what it changes in terms of Nico Gonzalez, I think he's also going to start. I'm not sure if he will or won't, but that also has another dynamic in terms of you have an option in the air, unlike with Solot or with Alvarez. So there's different things to look forward to. I don't expect a very high scoring game because it's Mallorca. I don't think Mallorca has ever had a standout defender, but their system has always been very good. And even though the coaches has changed over time, Mallorca as a team has been a very consistent team for some time now. I don't think we'll be run over in midfield despite Cardoso being out. So hopefully we'll just make do with Koke and Barrios for now. Although with Cardoso being out, it does kind of put this. It kind of means uh, either Yano or Tawfiq is probably going to get called up as a result. So I don't expect a debut, but there's always a possibility of a surprise debut if it goes better than planned or it goes worse than planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean Johnny Cardoso's injury is like such unfortunate. I mean, like so has been like for other players as well. But Johnny Cardoso is just like I don't know, like after that friendly game against Newcastle, he's been
Mm.
struggling. He's really struggling, and then I think we really need Johnny Cardoso back in this team to have that ball winner in midfield. I think that again we are lacking that right now in all of our matches. And but anyway,
Also to get him more comfortable with the team dynamic because he's slowly getting more comfortable, but getting a mix, getting an injury at this time and is really unfortunate. So,
that's
but
true.
yeah,
That's true. That's true. But anyways, in case let's just get into the match. So again, so Mallorca, I think they play 5-3-2, or again you can call it 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it, because they play with two wing backs and then three center backs and then midfield and then the front. Which again, like you mentioned, like Sajid are there as the one who runs all the midfield. You can say literally the main engine of this team is Sajid are there, and then Paulo Torre, you can say like yeah, like he do help them, but again, and the end product of all like for Mallorca all the time is Victor Murishi, however you want to pronounce his name. But for us, I would say we are struggling, but like we have some good news. Some of our players are back, like Julian Álvarez and David Hansko. But I would say like let's just not risk it. I don't think both of them should start. I don't want both of them to start because again I don't want to risk any injury. But I would say again I think we had a very decent performance against Liverpool, so I would say I'll go with the same lineup as Liverpool, except Javi Alma. Instead of him, I'll go with Ruggieri. Except that I think we shouldn't go with the same lineup as we did on I mean 2 days before on Wednesday. What do you think about Saint Geeks? What do you think about the lineups?
yeah, I'd agree. I think it. I don't think I don't know. I don't know what people have seen in Galan that they want to feel otherwise, but I feel like Ruggieri kind of. It's unfortunate he kind of lost his place in a game as big as that. But I'd like to see him again, and I would also like to see what Raspadori could do against more against Spanish defenses, especially with a back two. You saw how his movement in the Liverpool game gave us that opportunity for the first goal in the first place. Right,
And
quick
again,
time run,
one of the best centre back pairing in the world.
right? Konate and Van Dijk are very good centre back pairing, and he timed his run to perfection to the point at which I thought he was offside when I was watching it in real time. But when you see replay, not only was he onside, he was comfortably onside, and he still managed to get enough space and time to look at his options, find what he wanted. Chose Llorente. Llorente had a nice finish, which is great. It does mean that now you can't really go for the aerial approach unless you're expecting Nico to make that far post run like he did in the Villarreal game. We're not really going to expect much in the air because Raspadori and Griezmann are not particularly tall, and even if Griezmann does score, it's not his main. Like he doesn't need to score the air, in the air. His thing is on the floor. But the dynamic that I liked in the Villarreal game is something I would like to see, and same thing I saw in the Liverpool game is something I'd like to see in my game. I think that's our plan A. Two sort of second strikers, not necessarily a nine. Our midfielders, Barrios and either Cardoso or Koke. And then usually Giuliano. We'll see if Nico eventually goes to the right. I would like to see how that dynamic works, but Giuliano, it's good to be Nico on the left now, but we'll see what happens with Almada. And then Jerry, for no long way, I you don't want to just Lunamond and then you can let's keep it cool. Keep it nice and simple, though overcomplicated. We know what the game plan is. And then if things you need to change up things, I guess you could put on sort or
They
Gallagher players.
Gallagher, yeah, they sounds quite well. Okay, all right. So, I mean, I would go with pretty much the same. I think Ruggeri, Longley, Linoman, and okay, guys. Before we start with this, so I mean, I don't really have any reports like from for today, like the possible lineup, but this is just I think like we just feel like I think it'll be the lineup for the weekend. But
The
yes,
vibes.
exactly the vibes we can say because we don't really have any official report. Again, I'm saying, but this is what I feel like. I mean, Saint Keeks. Let's see if Saint Keeks agrees or not. So again, goalkeeper Oblak, but yeah, I would say like yeah, I have enough. I know Saint Keeks enough now that he'll agree. Okay. So goalkeeper obviously is Jan Oblak, right back Marcus Llorente, centre back again Linoma and Langley, and then left back I think Ruggieri will start with this one. The midfield of Koke and Barrios, and then or maybe it can be Gallagher, but I don't know. Maybe it can be Gallagher as well, but I think it's better like if it'll be Koke and Barrios. And then the right hand side would be Giuliano, and the left hand side would be Nico Gonzalez because Nico Gonzalez right now I think like he has every right to say that it's his position right now on the left hand because Baena is not there, Almada is not there, so yeah, Nico Gonzalez on that left position is perfect. And then like we discussed about this in case, like before the Liverpool game, that Raspadori should start that game. I told you, right? Like he can play the similar role as Julian Alvarez, and he kind of did, but not in obviously in that extent of Julian Alvarez, but he kind of did. And so yeah, for even for this match, I would recommend to start Raspadori and Antoine Griezmann together because again, I think he can Raspadori can do it. So that'll be like my lineup for tomorrow. Oh, sorry, on Sunday.
He had a lot
That's
more threat, I think, in terms of how he played the game overall
mm-hmm,
throughout his period of time. So I'm happy with what he's shown so far.
mm-hmm.
Not a great debut, but it only goes up from here. So
True. So there you go, guys. See, I told you, right? So Sinkis would definitely agree with me. So yeah, that's there. That's I think again, it's not from the reports. It's just that we feel like this might be a lineup for tomorrow. Okay. Anyway, we move on to next. This is the part where we both hate Saint Kicks and me. So Saint Kicks. Also, before that, guys, do let us know your opinion as well on the lineup. Like, who would you start? Who would you bench for Sunday's clash? And yes, Saint Kicks. What do you think?
I think I'm not sure if I'm gonna be right on this, but I think after what Mallorca did with the Espanyol game, I'm gonna go with us winning 3-0. I don't
Oh
believe.
wow, three
Yeah,
nil. Okay.
normally I would take a low score and possibilities other things. I just Leo Roman. I don't
Mm-hmm,
know if I'm saying this name correctly, but the main keeper for Mallorca, Leo Roman, has not
mm-hmm,
filled me with a whole lot of confidence this season,
mm-hmm,
and so I believe we can do something special. If I mean, this all depends on if we have shooting boots on the day, but
mm-hmm.
we do. I think we can get something special.
I
Um,
see.
I'm gonna say Raspadori first goal, maybe Nico, maybe Giuliano. I don't know, something like that.
Okay. So all right. Nice. I would go with the 2-1. I think it'll be a close match. I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet in this one because yeah, we have already just kept one clean sheet in the past six matches. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's 2-1. So for
Okay.
me, the goal scorers would be Antoine Griezmann. I think Antoine Griezmann will make a comeback, and then I'll be happy if the other person would be Raspadori. But Yes, or it can be Nico Gonzalez as well, obviously. But yeah, that'll be our score prediction. And again, to everyone watching us, do let us know your score prediction as well. And there you guys, I think that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to answer, Kinks?
This is gonna be a brief episode. This is just quick thoughts on the
So,
preview.
exactly. I think it'll be a long episode if it's, I don't know. For the review, I think it'll be a very long episode. But yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Oh, one thing though is I really do want to see. I really want to see who we bring in terms of the youth players to accompany players who are going out, and if they could get, if we do well, if they could get the debut. That's all I want. As my last thoughts. So yeah,
That's just. I don't know. I don't see any youngster getting a debut. I don't
no,
think
not
so.
at all. But
But
especially not this early into the season, where they want
exactly.
to get other players established.
Mhm.
But it would be nice.
It would be nice, obviously, but Simon doesn't trust easily.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway, guys, to all everyone watching us, please like and subscribe. Okay, like it'll help us, and again, it'll help us motivate ourselves as well to keep doing this. So please help us out, and yeah, we'll keep coming up with the athletic content. And until then, you guys can follow us on Twitter as well, and feel free. Let's just grow this community of Atlético Madrid fans again, who are English speaking fans. Until then, guys, Opa Atleti. We'll see you guys soon.